It is a document. Specifically, you buy the document. In the document, they will tell you what systems to keep, how to keep, what data you need to collect, how to interact. So, what are the things that you need to do for the effective functioning of the system? So, how to collect, how to know that your safety and health is properly functioning. So, everything it will give you an idea, it will give you a guidance. But the actual practice, it has to be put by the company itself. So that will give, see, I'll tell you to study and I'll give you the required notes and I'll give you the required information. But if you don't take up that information and leave it, if you don't study, and what can I do? Okay, there is a limitation, right? So you should also understand that this ISO 45000 is a documented standard of HMS management, health and safety management system, which needs to be adopted, into the company and accordingly integrate this into the main processes so that the safety and health of the employees is also not compromised and according controls are taken to improve the health and safety conditions of the environment itself. That is why this ISO 45000 is very, very important. This is a management system. So what I can say is that ISO 45000 is a management system that you need to adopt it. It's like a booklet. So based on the booklet, you have to take guidance and adopt it into the workplace. So if you just take the guidance and leave it, then it will not become a adoption. You have to properly see that practically. So in that 45,000, they say that all proper training should be provided to all employees so that the competency of the employees will improve and everybody should follow proper risk assessment. That is what they will give you in the ISO 45. What does it mean? So you have to, the HR department, the safety department should ensure that all the employees are covered in proper first aid training, in proper firefighting training, in proper accident investigation training, in accident collection training, in inspection training, everything. So that has to be done carefully by the company in different this one. And they should able to, after training is over, they should be able to see whether the training is effective or not. So that part should be done by the company. It cannot be done by the document. So that is what, so when a document is provided, when you really implement in the shop floor, then only we can say that the system is working fine. Otherwise, you cannot know the system. So if you got ISO 45000 and you go to a company and see nobody is wearing PPE, nobody is concerned about safety, nobody is bothering about safety, then what is the fun of taking ISO 45? So in order to ensure that ISO is properly implemented or not, people go for auditing. That is called auditing. They take some external, the company management, they invested so much of money to take this ISO 45,000. So what they do is that they invest some money and bring some external auditor and check whether how is our safety systems functioning. They also see that, so the external auditor will come say to what extent your ISO 45,000 is working, whether it is 10, 20, 30, 40, 60 and all. So almost it should work 100%, if not 95%, which can be improved. SNI it's not working means it's waste of money and time. So they will do so. So if you 100% implement this ISO 45,000, what will happen? So it will enhance the competitiveness. Competitiveness means people will be working in a safe environment under safe missions. So their confidence level will improve, the positive culture will improve, and they will work with enhanced confidence and competitiveness means they can become competent in the market. Their products will be selling under competent this one. So people also will get motivated, improved employee mode. They'll feel that yes, I am working in a safe place. My family is safe. I am safe. So no need to worry. So they will also able to have proper motivation, reduced organization risk. So as I said, if you provide a proper health and management system, accidents will automatically reduce. When it is reduced, as I said, yesterday we discussed about cost and all. So all the headache will come down. So which means that you will not expose your risk to the other persons. Unnecessary outside people will not influence in your decisions. So that one. Improved occupational health and safety performance. See, which means that you have to benchmark your own progress. Means last year there were 10 accidents. Now this year we made it as 0 accidents. So this will give you a better performance. And it will help you to do audits. Audits will be both internal and external audits. So this is the advantage of 45,000. Right? Na? There's a standard. Okay. So you can see occupational health and safety management systems requirements with guidance for use. So this is a standard that everybody puts into practice. So once you put into practice, you can somebody will audit and say whether how are you doing. So it has got nine subheadings. So it will tell you. So one, two, three are okay because scope, normative, and terms and definitions is up to not required. From fourth, it is important. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. So these are the five things that you need to understand how to implement this one. That is what we are going to study today. Okay. So one, two, three are normal definitions. What is the scope of this? What are the normative references? What are the terms and definitions and all? But the actual picture is from the fourth one. Okay, so this is what you need to understand. So that is what we'll decide. This is how it looks. It will also give you how to improve. Everything is written clearly. How to implement. What is a PDCA cycle? Okay. So the how to consultation and participation, everything it is given. We'll see it in presentation. That will be more easier for you to understand. Okay, so we'll try to understand that. This is a document. It is international standard ISO. Okay, so what is ISO means? You need to just understand that ISO, the International Standard or International Organization for Standardization, ISO. So here, International Organization for Standardization. Okay, no, it's not International Standardization of Organization. Even though it is written ISO, but it is termed as International Organization for Standardization. So it's a worldwide federation of national standards bodies. They called ISO member bodies. The work of preparing international standards is normally carried out through ISO technical committees. Each member body interested in a subject for which a technical committee has been established has a right to be represented on that committee. International organizations, governmental and non-governmental in liaison with ISO also take part in the work. ISO collaborates closely with International Electrotechnical Commission on all matters of electrotechnical standardization. So what they is done, it is a group of a worldwide federation. They start building very good standards. So it is a these documents are referred by companies as in order to make sure that their standards of safety, health, quality, environment, IT, everything goes in level with improved company, I mean, with the highest standards across the world, so that more people can give them business and they can also potentially become number one. Okay. So this is very important to understand. So now we'll get into the actual presentation. Okay. 1 minute. This one. I'll have some water and come back. 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. Uh, so can everybody see the screen? ISO 45,000 clauses.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is arranged in PDCA cycle as per plan, do, check and act. Okay. Just go through this slide for 5 minutes. Okay. I'll just come back for 5 minutes only. Later on, I'll discuss. First, you need to understand what it is. Okay. Just go through that. So otherwise, what happens is that while I'm discussing, everybody will look at other things. So other things. First, you go through what are the elements that are written here. Just have a idea so that it would be easy for me to discuss. Just give 5 minutes. To, Yeah. So you might have seen that, na? So this is what we need to discuss about the four clauses. So say clauses 4 to 10. We need to have ISO 45,000 clause like plan, do, check, and act. So clause 4, clause 5, clause 6, clause 7, clause 8, clause 9 are nothing but chapters in your ISO 45001. Chapters in your ISO 45001. So every each element will tell you what to do. So whenever you need to implement any system, so even when you want to study this course, first you will plan how to do this. Then after planning, you will do it. Do it means you need to first collect all the resources, study material, then you start doing that. Check. So you should also check how you're progressing with respect to the this one. Next, we will go for act. Okay. So based on the results, you try to act. So that is PDCA cycle. Plan, do, check, and act. For example, clause 4, clause 5, clause 6, that is all these three things help us in planning. Suppose you are a consultant, tomorrow you are a safety expert. So I joined any company and your manager asks or your MD asks, please show some show how can we implement some ISO 45001 and all. Then you take this ISO 45,000 as a reference and you will start trying to implement. Just like that, you cannot go and say to everybody that yes, from tomorrow we are implementing. ऐसा नहीं है ना. First you have to plan. So taking your strength and weaknesses of the system, first you need to understand how the organization is. So what needs to be required, everything you need to first understand the resource part of it. So for understanding the resource, for understanding how the company is there, so then you have to plan, then accordingly you have to go for do. So the planning itself is a very huge and very calculative and very microscopical process where you need to understand in depth. Once you understand the planning process, tackling the correct resources, tackling the correct infrastructure, understanding the correct requirement, then it becomes do, check, and act will become easy. If your planning itself is weak, all the three things will also become weak. So that is why planning is very, very, very important. When you try to start a work, planning plays maximum role. If you have a perfect plan, okay, so see, even though you plan, things may not work out as per this one, but still it will give you an idea and direction and some certain this one. So plan, do, check, and act. Plan is clause 4, clause 5, clause 6, clause 7, clause 8, clause 9, and clause 10. Clause 4, clause 5, clause 6 are planning. Clause 7 and clause 8 are do. Clause 9 is check. See, in that clause 4, context of the organization. And clause 5 is leadership and worker participation. Next one is planning. These three things come under plan stage. Support and operation, they come under do stage. Checking stage comes under performance evaluation, and improvement comes under act. So let me define that context of the organization. Context means, first you see in 4.1 you see understanding the organization and its context. See, first when you want to implement any system, suppose you're a consultant to a company. When you go to the company, what is the first thing you will do? When you also get into a job in a new company, first you'll understand the environment of the company. Na? Just like that, you cannot go and first day itself, you cannot do any job. No, I'll just do everything and all. Please do that. And you cannot do it. First, you need to understand the organization and its context. Next is understanding the needs and expectations of interested parties. See, first you understand how the organization is framed, means who is the how the company operates. So who is the MD, who is the top person under him, how people are being coordinating, what are the different departments, under which department is more this one. So you'll get to know the nature of the company actually. So what exactly it is looking for. So what is its product? So what is its nature? So how different departments work in liaison. So I mean, what are the different processes? What are the different activities? Everything you will understand the organization. First, you need to understand. Next, understanding the needs and expectations means there are many people like there middle, top management, senior management, middle management, lower management, supervisors, employees, contract employees, casual labor. So everybody will have their own needs and expectations. So of this one, you will have so many suppliers, so many customers, they'll have so many maintenance personnel contracts. So everybody will be having a definite role, and everybody will having certain limitations and the requirements. So we'll try to collect as far as health and safety is concerned, what is the requirement of each and every department and their functionaries and all, everybody. So you need to collect all the information. That is the second thing. Third one, determine the scope of OAG. Scope means in if the company is having 4 or 5 branches, whether those branches are involved or only the company is one company branch is, that is what you are trying to understand. So that is called the scope. That will be given by the company itself to what is the extent of scope. So now, for example, is everybody understanding what I am trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No, other people, I don't know if they are listening to me or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. Pir Junaid, Shahrukh, you are trying to get na Sananji and all.
Yes, sir. We are. Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So, determine scope means, so if you ask me what is my scope of teaching now, so yeah, that is into what is the scope of my teaching subject. It is only into health and safety. Just like that, you are listening, bolke, I cannot teach about history and all, na, because I'm not, because my scope is only to teach the IGC, IG1 and IG2 course. That's all. That is my scope of teaching. Even though I know something about history, I know about politics, I know something about world affairs. Okay, we cannot go on discussing that, na? Until unless it is relevant to this particular subject, we cannot. So, which if I go and discuss that, it means I am going out of the scope. Your scope is now to listen here. Suppose if you keep this lecture on, and if you are doing, if you are trying to trying to do your own work somewhere else, which means you are deviating from the scope of your listening. So scope means what is the extent of area that is covered. Next is trying to understand OHS management system, how any system is at present there, or whether a company is having any system in place, even small system also, whether how much it is the strength, whether it is actually having or not having anything. So all these OHS management system you need to understand in the context of the organization. So context of the organization means first clause 4 tells you just understand the company and its processes and its activities. Then you will be able to take up the requirements of all the interested parties. Interested parties means all the people who have got some, I mean, their interaction with the company will make them dependent on, I mean, they can also have some profits, and they are also dependent on that. That is called interested parties. So when you go, when you have some monetary, this one only will be interested, right? So that is called interested parties. So supplier, even though is not working with the company for this one, he is doing business with it. So if that he is supplying the raw material, so as long as the company exists, he will be continuously supplying the raw material, and he will also getting the benefit. So that is the interested, out of interest he is doing for getting the money. That's called interested party. Similarly, the customers, dealers, the other wholesalers, transporters, everybody is interested party, because somebody somehow everybody is interdependent on each other. So right. So that you need to understand. Next, you need to understand what is the scope. So if a main organization head office has got some 10 to 11 factories, all factories they cannot implement at a time. No? It all depends whether they want to implement all the factories, they will take that. If they want to implement at one factory, that is the scope they will define. Next is implementation. So once you understand the clause, once they understand the clause, next is leadership and workers' participation. Leadership means So leadership and workers' participation. Leadership and worker participation. What is the clause 5? It states that leadership and worker participation means how the leadership and workers are participating. Leadership means the top management who are providing the resource. Those are the employers or the directors at the top, very top level. Workers are the one who actually does that work. So these are the two major important people in any organization. Right? Why? Because leadership is the one who provides the resources, money, everything for taking up a job. And workers are the one who actually converts their service into a product and they help in getting the money. So both are the people, one who actually plans and who makes that plan into reality are the workers. So in between top, middle management, senior management, junior management, they manage. So all the managers and all, they're given money to manage. So whatever resources are provided the top management, they help in making that resources are properly provided to the workers and a timely and efficient manner. So that is why they are given money. So these are the two major people. So how do you even for any system to be implemented like health and safety management system, their importance is very required. Leadership and commitment, top management commitment is very important. So if they feel that no, we are not interested in providing health and safety, nobody can do anything. Even if there is a huge amount of interest in the workforce, until unless the top management or the leadership commitment is there, nobody can do anything. That is the first thing. Next is OHS policy. We need to have a policy. Policy is like your planning. I mean, it's a fundamental principles on what you want to do. First, you create policy should be created to define your requirement for the company. That's a policy decision. Next, we need to have roles, responsibilities of other authorities. Means who is responsible for what, who is in charge of what, who is in charge. So we give a proper direction with responsibilities and authorities. Next, 5.4 is consultation and participation of workers. See, consultation and participation. The next most important thing is consultation. Means these workers who are doing the work, they should be consulted for everything, whatever decision regarding health and safety that needs to be implemented, and participation. See, while you do risk assessment, you also participate all the workers because they are the one who knows the machinery very well. They can give you more ideas about hazards, more ideas about controls, more ideas about reduction of risks, and that will help us to bring about a fundamental change in the way the people think. So this is very important. So clause 5 means until unless top leadership is committed and the workers are made to participate and consult, nothing is going to happen. Even if you try provide crores and crores of rupees into a safety system, things will not work out. Even if you don't have a well-defined commitment and participation consultation of the workers. That is one thing. Next is clause 6 is about planning. Planning is about actions to address risk and opportunity. See, once you are able to fundamentally grab the required fundamental information, first-hand information, then you will go for scientific studies, like through collection of hazards and risks through different routes, through risk assessment, through different tools like FMEA, QRA analysis, hazard, HERA, hazard, okay, job safety analysis, whatever you call, there are different ways to pick up, understand the risks and different ways to give the risk rating and all, whatever it is. So we try to understand what are the risks, what are the opportunities. So is there any weak system? Is there any strong system? Everything is done. After that, then you need to create objectives. Objectives means, so whenever you need to define any system, you need to have a proper participation. Means you have to have your own goals defined. So for example, you want to improve safety. What you have to take some objective. No? Have to reduce accidents from so and so to so and so, from 10 to 0 or 10 to 1. Okay, then you have to say that objectives planning to achieve them. Suppose I say that around 50% of the manpower has to be trained, something like that. If you don't have a plan and objective, you don't know how to, you don't know what you have achieved and what the thing you say. So always you need to have a measurement. For measurement, you need to take objectives. Okay. Without objective, if you say yes, it is achieved, what is achieved? You should be some proof, no? Proof in the form of some values, mathematical values. Only when you have a number, you can say that yes. So somebody says you written very well. What is written very well? If you say that yes, you got 100 out of 95, then it is very well. If you tell him that you got 100 out of 20 and say that you written very well, or, what is very well then? So words don't have meaning. You need to have objectives to plan to achieve them. So clause 4, clause 5 and clause 6, context of the organization, leadership and workers participation and planning. These comes under planning stage. So when you're trying to plan, you have to create, you need to look at these 10 aspects. What are those? Understanding the organization in its context, understanding the needs and expectation of the interested parties, determining the scope of the OHS management system, leadership and workers participation, leadership and commitment, OHS policy, organization roles, responsibilities and authorities, consultation and participation of workers, actions to address risk and opportunities, OHS objectives and planning to achieve them. Right. So hope you got what is the plan stage, right? Nah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. One minute. Right. So, right. So now plan is happening. Now next do. Do means clause support and operation, like resources, competence. Support means do. Do means now after planning is there. Now after you planned, now we'll start doing it. And now we require support, right? You have a plan. Now nobody gives you money. What you will do? Nothing you can do, right? You got a very good plan and you go with the plan. They say, no, we cannot do now. Please go away. So all your time is waste, na? So that is your clause 7, support. You need to have resources. Can you tell anybody can tell me what is meant by resource? Please tell me what is resource. Then only I'll move ahead. Anybody can tell me what is meant by resource?
Sir, resource means guide for manager, help some equate and resource to achieve goals.
Right. So you said about resource. So anybody can tell me what is resource? Nobody is no one else. There are 13 people and no one is trying to answer.
The resources means the money, machinery, equipment, providing machinery, providing money.
Correct. So that is resource. Resource means providing equipment,
Sir,
providing money, providing the required this one. This one, yeah, tell me.
stock or supply of money, sir.
Yes, money is the first resource. Without money, you cannot have anything. That is the first thing. Second thing, he requires support. Support in the sense, see, they also try to send external consultants who are very expert in health and safety. They will try to start give training to the internal persons who are want to achieve. So once the persons are trained, then they will go away. So we need to get trained. Now. Suppose suddenly we want to join an army, just like that you cannot go and you also should get training. Now. So without training, nobody can do anything. So that is the resource. Resource means, as Mr. Kaiser Shah and other people have said, it is about financial resources. First thing is money. Second thing is the this equipment, required equipment. So third thing is the required support. I mean, of course, support is a resource is one support. Required equipment, required training programs, required financial resource. So resource typically works out to be financial. Very good. Right. Next, competence. What is meant by competence? As I said, competence means skilled people and technically knowledgeable people. So people who are both technical and knowledge, they try to help in implementing the system. So that is how it is called competence. Competence is required. Next, awareness. Awareness means, you should only tell me what is awareness. Awareness means general understanding. So once you are trying to implement a new system, you need to, suppose I'll tell you to open some software and start talking to me. Can you do it? No, I should first understand how to open it. How does it qualify? How to sign in? So initially 1 or 2 days, you need to understand how the structure of that one. Even Teams, now we are talking in Teams. So first day, immediately when you open, you cannot copy every app and all and go to every corner and say this, that, and say no. We need to first understand what it is. So that is called awareness. As you increase your awareness, then the easiness to handle becomes very easy. So one first day when you bring a remote or buy a TV or something, you get a remote. Right now, everybody will buy a, I think, hope everybody has got a TV and everybody has got a remote also. So, when you buy the first day the TV, you will also get a remote. Just like that, you cannot operate. No, first day, tuck, say, you change channels, everything, do everything. No, first day also, you will look as if it is very new. And slowly, you will start operating one button after one button. You will also think, if you press one button, it will blast off, sir. So slowly, once you get habituated, once you increase your awareness, so the general understanding will increase. Then you can make it faster. That is true for everything. First day, if you buy mobile, very good mobile, matlab any 5G or 3 or with so many app features and all. First, you cannot just like that take it and press everything and become understand, and you can say that I'll do this and all. You require some time to understand. That's called general awareness. Even in industries also, first you need to pick up the required knowledge. Next, communication. So communication means how well the information, because in a system, in any company, the way the communication happens matters a lot, because communication is the one that breaks or makes an organization. That is true everywhere. A very good communicating atmosphere in any company is one where proper production happens. If there is no communication, everything is lost. So communication means it can be instruction and information, that process from top to bottom and bottom to top. There should be a proper communication channels. So means you should go through a proper way. Just like that, a worker cannot directly talk to MD, or MD can directly come and say, you please do that. So in between, you can have just a formal way, informal way and all. You cannot have this one. So if a MD calls a worker and says, you please do this, then what is the fun of having a proper organization structure, the methodology? So you need to have checks and balances at each point. So that is why you need to have a proper hierarchy, communication. Next is documented information. Next is documented information. Documented information means we need to have all the things what you want to do in a written procedure, which is accepted by all. Once the written procedure is there, you can cross-check everybody's activity with the written procedure. If there is a deviation, you can correct it. If you don't have a written procedure, nobody can say what it is right or what is wrong. So documentation is one of the most important way of communicating information, and it will be presented. So these are the support things that you need to do. So you need to have proper resources, collect proper resources, have competency people, you improve the general awareness of this management system which you want to adopt to across all the people, communicate properly and have a proper documented. Okay, next, after support is there, operation has to be, means it has to be put into actual practice. That's called the operation. No, in that, you need to have a planning, control, how to implement these things and all, how to actually have systems in place, how to start integrating into the main system, all those things. Next, emergency preparedness and response. So that is what Mr. I think somebody, Gulamji, somebody asked in some time before that how in case of earthquake and all, what to be done, how to do, or there is a sudden toppling of tank, big accidents, right? So all these things you have to be writing it, how to prepare emergency and all, emergency preparedness and response, right? So Mr. Gulam, you only asked now in case of emergency what to do, bolke. Okay, right. Next, check. So plan is over, do is over. Now check. So once you have kept planning and you have kept into operation, then you have to check whether you are going in the right direction or not. So that is the clause 9 comes. Clause 9 is about performance evaluation. Performance evaluation is about how you are evaluating. I mean, how we are able to do proper performance evaluation, like monitoring, measurement, analysis, and evaluation. What is meant by monitoring? Monitoring means continuous collection of data. That is monitoring. That is monitoring. Suppose, see, in doctor, when a patient goes to a doctor, no, he keeps him in ICU room in emergency. He will collect all the vitals in the night. How is what is his breath? What is his out? I mean, SpO2. What is his blood pressure? Because those indicates that there is properly measured, so that any deviations and all you can under. That's monitoring. Monitoring can be done only through proper measurement. So just by looking at some distance, you cannot say everything is okay. Can you just you are sitting some 100 kilometers from one place and say everything is fine there? You cannot say it. Na? You should be practically be there to understand, to monitor the situation. So that is why if police tells that no, everything is fine, you cannot say that. So to monitor, go there. Measurements means collecting data. So once the monitoring, you know whether you've done a perfect monitoring or not, only when you collect the data. Once you collect the data, you need to analyze. Analyze means just understand the data and evaluate. Suppose, for example, let me keep this example clear. Last year, there were around 10 accidents in the, suppose 12 accidents in a year, major accidents. So you want to reduce it to 1 or 0. Let us take 0. So you're trying to take a very big task of making it 0, absolute 0. Major accidents, minor you cannot prevent, it will happen. So major accidents. So what you do, again after year end, again if you see and collect data, then you will have 12 or 13. Then you cannot say I have failed. So monitoring should be continuous, means continual in the sense like in the first month you collect see for every 15 days you see whether something has happened or not. So for every 15 days, you take the data for 2 months. Okay, nothing is there. Now you're saying that everything is going on fine. In the third month, suddenly there is one big accident. So immediately you have to while you're trying to immediately inform, take that this one and start having a measure analysis why it has happened, why it happened, what systems gone wrong, who are not, is it a system failure or a human failure, is anybody not properly implementing the system? All those things you have to collect the data and do a proper accident investigation, accordingly take controls so that this accident will never be repeated. So, okay, with an accident, you have done justice. So again, fourth month, fifth month. So as soon as some accident happens, you have to immediately correct the system and keep it back in track. That is called monitoring, measurement, analysis, and evaluation on a particular scale. So these trying to check whether everything is going on smooth through proper measurement, proper analysis, and proper evaluation. So when you submit your answer sheet, okay, so they also analyze the answer sheet. Na? Once they analyze and evaluate, then only they give you particular marks. Now, internal audit. How do you do internal audit? Internal audit means, can anybody tell me what is the meaning of audit? What is audit?
Collect some records, some data, sir, information.
The one of the activity of audit is what you're saying. I'm asking what is audit? So you're saying collecting of information, data and all is a part of audit. It is not audit. What you're trying to say is that
Yes, sir.
one activity of audit is collecting information. What is actually audit?
Sir,
Yes.
the examination of the financial reports, sir, or of an organization, sir.
Yes, but you are also saying the same thing. You are trying to tell, what needs to be done in an audit. I'm asking what is actually audit. So I'll tell you. Audit means
To check or examine any record or any
okay. Okay,
of
to
an
some
organization, sir.
correct. To some extent, okay. So you reached, you're able to get it. Okay, I can say that you've done a good effort and try to reach that this one. So audit means
Right.
it is a see when somebody you go for an audit. So typically what you're saying, yes, it is for checking. That's correct. So it's not about policing or trying to pick some documents. See, you will establish certain guidelines. So ISO 45001 document you also take in your hand and you also go and verify across each element whether as per the given standard are they matching or not, whether they are able to produce the required, whether they are able to do a particular requirement of this particular element across suppose 4.1 in this particular data I say for 7. So you go resources. So you'll ask the company to show me what resources are you providing to make sure that this HSM management is working fine or not. Then only they will say that they will show that every year we are getting this much budget, financial budget. So every year we are changing so many PPEs we brought. Every month we change the PPEs. There is a manual maintenance for this. So all the safety fire, what are the fire control systems, safety control systems, how they are monitoring, who is there, who is checking, what is the role of safety, everything they'll show, whatever the resources. So that is what. So any deviation you will write it. Next, coming to the competence. So you will check with the worker and you will interview some workers who are working at a particular location. So if some boiler operator is there, you will go and ask what is the safety controls of boiler. So what they have taught you. So if he gives a valid, we are not here to understand his knowledge like a master, but is he aware of general checks? Does he know what SOP is there? Does he know what safety protocols are to be done? If it is okay, okay. So there is certain amount of competency they are trying to inbuild into that worker. Next, awareness. So we'll just ask what are the different safety things
Sir,
that are.
actually audit third person.
Yes, sir, Kalinji.
Actually audit independent is a third party
So
role in.
yeah, so there are two types of audit every company should carry. That is called internal and external audit. Internal audit is done by the people who are employed within the company. External audit is somebody who comes as a third party, because internal audits and both are required, because internal audit, suppose you are a manager of electrical engineering department, and Mr. Rizwan is manager of this process department. So Rizwan will come and look, will do a audit, internal audit of electrical department, and he will go and do the audit of process department. So since it is within the same company, okay, what you can, so you know in depth about the process, because every day you are doing the same work in and out. So you also know what are the weaknesses, what are the strengths. So you try to collect or check the weaknesses and try to do that. And also and you can know what is happening at a microscopical level. So you also go to the depth and of the audit and try to give some technical advice and all. So that way you can correct the system. External auditors, but the problem with the internal auditors is that they are biased. So since you know each other, you will tell them to not to write strong remarks about any. So if you find even a major shortfall, don't try to do it, because anyway again the GM will come and do that. So internal audit is slightly biased. Means biased means they'll slightly partial way of approach will be there. So but technically it is much better internal. External auditors, what they do is come with a new perspective. When he doesn't know anything about the operation of the company, so what he does, he will come with a document, what needs to be checked. So by using his technical skills and common sense and his expertise in safety matters, coupled with the exact point what he needs to check, he will go and check whether it is there or not. If it is not there, he will make a point and he will try and he will tell you by not having this point what is going to happen. So that will be a realistic picture by a third party consultant. Both should happen side by side. If you only ensure that only internal audit happens without external audit, only external audits without internal, both are not both cannot independently give 100% requirement. Okay, so that is why both should go hand in hand. Right, 1 minute. Hope you got it, na?
Yes, sir.
Right. So hope you got it, na, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that is the difference of internal and external
Yes,
audit.
sir.
Right. So audit means not just only checking, okay? So it is only to also understand and evaluate as per the guidelines. That is called this one. So of course it's checking, but it cannot be told as policing or something. So we also need to have, so auditing is a very specialized concept. Again, everybody cannot do auditing again. So auditor means that is a, you should also know how to collect information without providing any this one. So many people don't give information when auditors comes. So you should also know how to collect data and all correct data. You should know able to understand it. Yeah. Right. So hope everybody is getting it, right? Right. Any doubt you can tell me till this point. Right. Any doubt in this class 4, class 5, class 6, class 7, class 8, class 9 till internal audit?
No, sir.
So no need to remember these things. You can refer to as and when because this is an open book examination. The word itself will
Right.
suggest. No? Open book means you can openly refer any book and collect information. So when you are given that much freedom, no, you cannot just like that copy. That is given only to understand your thought process, so that how well you can define your own statements. So when you cannot define your own statements, it becomes very difficult tomorrow, because the safety person to your see tomorrow when you get into a company, you're also supposed to write many guidelines, many operation procedures and all. So you need to be very careful in your understanding.
Right, sir.
Yeah.
Right, sir, right.
So now management review. Clause 9, after internal audit, it is management review. What is management review? Management review means you are reviewing the process. See, review means what? Just sitting again having a meeting, and after the audit, what went wrong? What is a weakness in our system? What is the strength of our system? What is the weakness of our system? What needs to be further done? So where we are lacking, where you are gaining, what is our competency, this one, how the staff has been, this one. So you need to check everything. So what is our role with respect to international standards? Everything you check, and accordingly do that. That is the most important thing. Management review. Now last one, act. So plan is completed, do is completed, check is completed, act is come. Now we are discussing the act. So act means improvement. Last clause means once you are able to know, once you are planned and once you are done, once you are checked, now you will be left over with gaps. Now what you will have, we left over with gaps. Gaps means, what is meant by gap? So deviations. Gaps are nothing but deviations. Suppose one, let me, I'll tell you. So one objective you have taken, that I will try to, I'll ensure that in this year the accidents are zero, major accidents. But in the observations, while I am doing the audit, you come across some 5 or 6 accidents. Even though it is reduced from last year, still you have taken zero, but it is 4. That is a gap. So you're not able to control fully. So that one will be taken as improvement. Why again accidents are happening? So next year it will become much more stringent. So that is how you have to take the improvement projects. Improvement, general, incident, non-conformity and corrective, and continual improvement. See, improvement, general improvement. What are the different failures in the company? How to adopt it? So when you take improvement projects, people will start working towards as a common goal. So until unless you involve every function of the worker based on whether irrespective of their capacities, you cannot have improvement project being done. That's very, very important. Incident, non-conformity and corrective actions. Yeah. So now incident, non-conformity and correct. Next, you have to check all the incidents, non-conformity and corrective action. So there are 2 words also apart from say hazard and risk that you need to understand. You should also know 2 words, incident and accident. What is the difference between incident and accident? So accident and incident, if you study any book, both will be having the same definition. And will having the same definition. Any unplanned, okay, unexpected event that is happening. Okay, due which there is a injury, loss, everything. So that is called a accident. So accident is unplanned or unplanned or unexpected event. That is called accident. What is incident? Incident also the same thing. In some books they give the same explanation. But how to understand what is accident and incident as per the general understanding? So just think over that accident and incident. Just try to understand. Tell me. I'll give you just 5 minutes of time. Okay. So I'll just come back. Just give me 5 minutes of time. Just review what is incident and what is accident. So you can also collect information from internet also wherever if you are there. Try to understand what is accident and incident and give me that definition. I'm giving. I'm trying to give you five. You can refer any book or whatever it is. So whatever this one. So accident and incident, right? Yeah.
What happened? Sarji? Hello?
मुस्तफा भाई वेट करो.
या बोलो जी. क्या मुस्तफा जी बोलो, आपके आंसर बोल दीजिए, इंसिडेंट और एक्सीडेंट. ओनली मुस्तफा विल टेल नाउ. क्या मुस्तफा जी आप कुछ नहीं बात कर रहे? When I am not there only you are speaking.
Sir, I am listening.
No, no, no. अभी listen नहीं, अभी बात करना है. What is incident and accident? I have given you 5 minutes of time. Somebody should respond, na? Because otherwise I am not a tape recorder. कहता. You should also continuously try to respond. You tell me what is accident or incident?
Just 1 minute, sir.
Sir, is an unplanned event that leads to injury, illness, and damage.
Very
It
good.
is called accident.
What is incident? You tell. You told.
Incident is any unplanned event or situation that has caused harm, damage, but may not result in injury or damage. It is called incident.
So what is major? What is the basic difference that you could observe between these two after studying that?
That, for example, to injury, illness, or damage, sir.
No, sir. I'm asking you, what is the basic difference between these two definitions that you are able to understand? What you said was correct. What is the difference? Accident you said unexpected and unplanned, even injury incident also unexpected, but there is a difference in the sentence, na? That resulted in injury and that could have probably resulted in a major. You have said that, na? So what is the difference between these two sentences? I am asking you. Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah, Mustafa ji, bolo.
Sir, near miss?
Yes. What is near miss? Right. So I'll tell you, don't worry. Anyway, you.
So,
Yeah.
Incident which did not result in personal injury.
Right. So I'll tell you. So what happens is that there is a lot of confusion between these two sentences across the books and all. So some books they give different definitions and all. In some books they consider both accident and incident same, and sometimes they try to give a difference. Typically incident they in most of the across the world, typically incident is something which is treated as a near miss, in the sense that near miss or minor injury, very minor. This one means suppose suddenly there is a suddenly there is a slip, but you are able to adjust yourself. You didn't fall down, but you somehow are able. Somehow you made some grip or something, and you are able to balance that fall, and you are able to get up, and you are able to do a normal back to normal. So that is an incident. When suddenly somebody falls down and major injury happens, it is an accident. So suppose when you go outside, suppose in the kitchen, there is when you're trying to cut vegetables with a knife, and there is a small cut that has happened on the finger, very small cut. Okay, but even if you ignore it, also not a problem. So if what you consider that it is an accident or an incident?
Incident, sir.
Incident. So, so while you're going on some, while you're traveling on a highway, you come across a car and a lorry hitting each other. You call that as incident or accident?
Accident, sir.
Yes. So
Accident,
now that is clear. Accident is something which happens at a bigger scale. It happens at a bigger scale, and the result of it will be major injuries, major disaster, or a major what we can say health issues, everything. So something that happens at a bigger scale is called the accident. Something that happens at a minor scale is called injury, like small cuts, small burns, or small injuries. Okay, all those things come under incidents. Sometimes incidents are also written as near miss incidents. Near miss, near miss is also similar to small incident only. It happened to all of us. No, suddenly while you're driving on a bike, a four-wheeler coming with very high speed just missed you by an inch or just missed you by a small fraction. You will feel very tense, na? Arey, just by a fraction of a second we missed out. So all these things are near misses. So we consider that as incidents. Incidents can be minor, very minor accidents or near miss. That comes under incident. Something that happens at a major scale is called an accident. Hope everybody is clear, na? So both of them are unexpected or unexpected and unplanned. So both incident or accident, it will never be planned. So when when you're walking and suddenly slip, what you want, you don't do it on purpose, na? So you'll not think that I'll go for skating today. So that's why I walk on the mosaic floor. Nobody will go that, na? Even it happens unexpectedly. Even even when a person is driving, he will not think that no, today I will end up in a very big crash. I will enjoy that crash. Nobody will think. Na? So everything is unexpected, either accident or incident. But the scale of it will be changing. So if the outcome is very major injuries, fatalities, or major health concern, accidents, all this comes under accidents. If it is minor thing or just missed thing, though comes under incident. Just missed are called near miss also. Hope everybody got it, na?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Yeah. That is why it is called an accident.
Yes, sir.
An accident is an incident where a major injury happens. An incident is an accident where minor injury happens. That is a simple way of putting the sentence. Hope everybody got it. An accident is an incident where major injury happens. A incident is an accident where minor injury happens or it near misses. So that is how you need to put it. Right. So when you are trying to understand, so you need to also define risk in terms of accident risk, whether high accident risk or low accident risk or whatever it is. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. When Umar is leaving, M. Umar has left. So slowly they're leaving. So at the when you go to movies, na last में plot आपको मिल जाएगा. You know what is the ending. So that time we immediately shut off, na. ऐसा. Right. Yeah, Mr. Khalil ji.
Yes, sir.
Many people are leaving बोल रहा हूँ.
Sir, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
with
just.
you, sir.
क्या sir?
I am with you, sir.
रिजवान जी क्या बोल रहे समझ में नहीं आ रहे.
सर मैंने कहा कि अभी भी 9 बंदे हैं सर, लेक्चर सुन रहे हैं सर.
नहीं मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ आपको अभी कोई कुछ एनी मूवी और सीरियल वॉच कर रहे हो तो लास्ट में पता चल गए तो बंद कर देता है ना. सो ऐसा. ओके. So you're able to get it, na? Basic things, that's important. So now I kept that course notes. All of you can download. Okay. So please download that and store it in your desktop or your this one, your mobile or somewhere else, and you try to study that. So don't
Right,
keep
sir,
it.
right.
Yes. So don't keep it in your mobile as a 1.2 MB file and later delete it. Okay, that is meant for study. I've seen many people asking last day, sir, give me some course notes again. Arey boss, first day I kept it. No, sir, we didn't see. Abhi tak taken hai somehow like I said, don't do that. Okay, don't try to study. So now from the textbook you need to study element 1 and element 2. So both of these things should be studied, and you have to tell me. Okay. There is also one more. Now coming to last one, and corrective actions, non-conformity and corrective. And last one, continual improvement. Continual improvement. There is continual improvement means once you do any improvement, check whether the PDs, whether you're able to get the desired result or not. And again, come back to plan to check act. So PDCA cycle, that is called PDCA cycle. Plan, do, check, act. So that is a continuous process. You plan, you do, check, act. Again, plan, do, check, act. That happens for everything. Plan, do, check, act is a very beautiful concept in management also. Even if you do MBA also, even in your MBA or management studies or business management studies, the same thing will be told there also. For running the business or running the organization, PDCA cycle is very important. What is that? PDCA cycle, plan, do, check, act. This is the thing. So first you plan, first you then do, then check, then act. Again, the cycle. So this is very important. You also, in the book also it is clearly given all these things because these things are taken up from the book only. You please refer the book and you will understand everything. Okay. So the bigger picture is the leadership and workers' participation. You are able to get it, na? So there is a green, there is a blue, there is a red. So you try to understand the integration and the way the logic is being distributed, right? So once you understand the logic, it becomes very easy to respond to any system. Because tomorrow, ideally, you need to write questions on that. See, means if you are able to give a scenario, you need to do that. So next week, I think tomorrow, I think there is a lot of gap again for the next again. I think on Wednesday or Thursday, I think there is a class for you next week. You try to take this time to study element 1 and element 2 in the book and come up with some questions. Sir, I read this. This is the question. So just don't come for the sake of attendance or just for the sake of this one. You have to read out, pick up some questions, and then we'll discuss it. Otherwise, it becomes a one-way show. Okay. So it is very, very difficult for everyone to go through it. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Yeah.
sir.
So next,
Right, sir. Right.
yeah. So I also kept this one. I'll also keep the videos of these two things tomorrow by tomorrow latest. You can also once more see if you are finding it difficult to understand once again. Okay. So that will help you out to give you some understanding, basic understanding. Right? Now, there is one more OHSMS system. There are two systems in the world, ISO 45000 and another is ILO OHS 2001. So, but that is also followed across the world. But the most followed is ISO 45001 only. So that much we are not trying to focus. That is also there they are got in that particular ISO 45000 we have got 10 clauses. Here we have got 5 clauses: policy, organizing, planning and implementation, evaluation, action. Same thing. So they have given a different way. Their ISO has given a different way. That's all. Policy, organizing, planning and implementation, evaluation, actions for improvement. So this is how things should move around. Right. So right. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Everybody there with me?
Yes, sir.